The Mount Moon Review podcast, while a podcast about Pokémon, is not intended for children. You can expect some instances of adult humor, coarse language, and adult situations. Parental discretion is advised.
I can hear you.
Yeah, well, my mic's not working, so hang on.
Is this on YouTube?
It should be. There we go. Now my mic's working. We're going to start that over again. All right, start this again.
The Mount Moon Review podcast, while a podcast about Pokémon, is not intended for children. You can expect some instances of adult humor, coarse language, and adult situations. Parental discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode 60 special edition of the Mount Moon Review podcast. And you know it's a special edition because we've had more technical problems than I'm typically used to on a week-to-week basis. I am your host, the Raspberries, with my co-host, the Blue Duck Gold Duck, bringing you new and interesting information from the world of Pokemon in less than an hour. At least we hope it's less than an hour. Duck, there was a Pokemon Direct today, was there not?
Yeah, there was, and I wanted to see it so much I got in trouble for watching it at work.
Yeah, what exactly happened there?
So my job is very hands-on. I'm always entering some sort of data. There's all kinds of stuff that needs to happen right now. So what I did was I just had the Pokemon Direct on my phone so that I could hear it, and pretty much only I could hear it, and listen to it while it happened, and just looked over whenever I had time. Well, while I had it paused because I had to take a phone call, my boss walked up behind me and saw the live chat that was scrolling through with because I was watching the video live, and he thought I was participating in a live chat while at work because he's old and he doesn't understand.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
So he was a little upset, but.
So I did not get an opportunity to watch the Direct live, so I have known nothing about what you're about to tell us. So I'm going to be the audience for this one, Doug. You're going to be the presenter. You're going to be informing me about Shining. Diamond and Pearl, whatever the hell we're calling them now. It's
Diamond
and Shining Pearl. It's Diamond and Pearl. Okay, it's Diamond and Pearl with Chibis. We got that, and also Arceus. So. Lay it on me. What did we see for this Direct, Doug?
Okay, so first let's talk about Diamond and Pearl. It's hard to say.
I know you're out of practice. Come on, spit it out.
I know. The first thing I noticed was Pokemon are following you again. It looks like you have the option to turn it on or off, but that's something that the fans always go crazy for. Is
Turn it
when
off.
Pokemon follow you. That's one of the best games of all time.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
You don't like it?
I don't. It's always, they're always in a goddamn way, you know. And it looks like you have a tail behind you. And then on the new games, they pop in and out, and the sizes seem off. I just don't like it.
So I really liked it in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. But it was very jarring every time you turn around if the Pokemon's in your way, how it goes in your Pokeball and it comes out in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. That was jarring. I didn't really like that. So this is like the medium where the Pokemon is in a 3D space, but it's still on a grid. So maybe it'll still work. Maybe it's the grid that makes it that made it work in Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Well, that brings an interesting point. So Diamond and Pearl are going to be like moving with a D-pad as opposed to having free open space like with Let's Go and Sword and Shield. Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they confirmed. Like, I think grid mechanics was advertised at one point, I believe.
Okay, I mean it's fine. I mean, as much as we want to call the Switch a console, it is a console, but I think primarily it's a handheld that has the capability of being on the screen. The Game Boy Advance did not suddenly become an at-home console just because of the advent of the Super Game Boy. Or yeah, it was a Super Game Boy Advance, I think is what it was when it was on the GameCube. So it's still a handheld. So having that mechanic that allows you to play it in handheld mode like that, I have no problem with that at all. And it's staying faithful to the original.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to do a remake, especially for something when you include something we're going to talk about later.
All right, we'll move on.
Next feature is customizable clothing. You're not... Oh, and character model. You get to choose your skin tone, just like the other games where you customize your characters.
Is that just pretty much... That's pretty much the only customization we've seen so far is just the skin tone, or are we actually going to get like facial features, hairstyles, shirts?
I don't know about hairstyle. I know you can choose to have the hat on or off. We saw that in the beginning of the game. You don't have to wear the red hat. But we saw probably like 10 different clothing options just in the trailer alone when it was flashing a bunch of different images.
Cool. I mean, it's neat. I mean, I like the customizable aspect of it. I mean, I don't think you need to have like a character creation mode like you do with like a Skyrim or something of that nature. I think having just a couple options to differentiate yourself is a neat little feature. Maybe sometime down the line, if they wanted to do something like with Animal Crossing, where you could create your own and import them into the game, I think that'd be neat.
That would be awesome.
But they
won't.
they won't, because Pokemon is notorious for keeping an iron grip on that content, and they don't want anybody importing something that is going to trigger anything. You know, like when I'm but when like right now, if you're watching the video version of the podcast, you see my little chibi down there in the corner that's holding a Pokeball. There's another one I use for a different show that has me looking like All Might from My Hero Academia. We call it Razmite. So in Animal Crossing, I got the All Might shirt on, so I have Raz, and I have a hat like this, so I have Razmite in the game. Razmite is there. Pokemon's never going to do anything like that. They're just not.
No, they won't. I don't need them to let me pick what I'm wearing, like my shirt or the design of my shirt. I just hope they have good designs, because the designs in Sword and Shield suck.
Yeah, they did.
I'm not happy with any of those customization options, except for that shirt you get when you get to like 50 matches in a row in the battle tower or something.
Something like that. There was a couple of them that were okay. There was one hat I liked because it looks like mine. But I didn't like the style of the characters. Now, they're trying to keep the Galar region looking like old school British clothing. I understand that, but at the same time,
old school British clothing sucks.
It does.
Next, we got a Pokemon contest, which I can't remember if they were in Diamond and Pearl or not. They might have been, but I didn't really like them in Hoenn region, so I probably wasn't interested as a kid.
I'm good with that just going away.
Well, there's Pokemon contests, but it's also a rhythm game.
Oh god.
There's some part of the contest that involves dancing, and it looked like you have to press certain buttons in time with like music or something like that. So it's not just do an attack and see how the crowd likes it. It looks like there's multiple layers to this contest. But
I mean,
to be fair, you probably only have to do it once if you don't want to do it.
See, that's the thing. A lot of times those mechanics in the game aren't forced on you. They're optional. I've never done a Pokemon beauty contest before, and I don't intend on doing one in the future. So I don't mind adding features like that into the game that somebody might like them, and if they do, great. That is awesome. I'm just not going to utilize them.
But here's a question though. Say how Xbox has achievements, PlayStation has trophies.
Yes.
Say they made that, Nintendo made something like that, and there were achievements, or like to get 100% in the game, you had to do the contest. Would you do it?
No.
No.
I'll be honest with you. When achievement points first came out on the Xbox 360, I was all about getting those. I played the King Kong game just because it was an easy 1,000 gamer score. It's like 2 hours, boom, 1,000 points. I had a lot of games where I actually played them just for achievements. And I don't give a shit anymore.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't care. I don't need imaginary internet points to validate myself.
That's a fair point. I don't know why I do, because it's like I don't even tell people I did it. It's just when I see that 100% pop up, it gets me.
Well, see, it used to be too. Like, okay, let's take Halo 2 for example. It used to be as you ranked up, you got certain things. Like there was once you completed 100% of the achievements, you got the Hayabusa armor, which was an armor that had a sword, like a katana on its back, and that was the only way to get it, was to get every achievement in the game. That was cool. I did something and I earned something for it.
And everybody could see it.
And everybody could see it. Like, I did it. But if Gamerscore did something for you, like maybe it allowed you access to something, I would, it's cool. Let's do this. But considering it literally does nothing except show a number next to your name, which isn't even prominently displayed anymore, I don't care. And I don't see. I really don't see Nintendo doing that anyway, because I don't think they want to foster that kind of competition against players. I don't think they like the idea of players competing against players for something unless it's in Mario Party.
Right. And they saw how that goes for people, so.
That has ended marriages.
Yeah. So next is the Grand Underground. So Sinnoh before had an underground world you could go to. And that's how you got fossils. You get pretty much any fossil that had been released in Pokemon at the point in the underground area. It was also like how they were pushing the limits of the connectivity features, so you could go to the underground with your friends. They're bringing it back, and it looks like the mini game where you dig up fossils and gems and like evolution stones and stuff, that's still 100% the way it was, which I think is cool. It's very nostalgic for me. I remember spending a lot of time there. But also, you get a secret base in the underground, and you can customize that however you want.
Within reason.
Well, yeah, within reason, whatever they give you to customize. But there are certain statues of different Pokemon you get. Like we saw a Charizard statue and a Venusaur statue, and a couple other statues like Krogunk. And I guess based on what statues you have, you unlock different areas of the underground where you can go, and there's tall grass where you can battle Pokemon.
That's cool.
And then
I'll take anything.
You see those Pokemon in the overworld before you battle them too.
So it's
kind of like wild area, like.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were talking about when the games first came out. Is it going to be an overworld where you see things like in Sword and Shield, or is it going to go back to oh look, there might be something wiggling in that grass over there? So
yeah, I think there is still going to be the tall grass where you can randomly encounter Pokemon. I don't think in the bulk of the game you're going to see the Pokemon in the overworld, but at least in this underground area, which I don't know if anybody remembers from like a year ago or whenever they revealed this, where we were trying to spitball if they were going to have a wild area and where it would be. I'm pretty sure I said the underground was a possibility for it.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure I remember saying it. So if I did, pats on my back. I get some imaginary gamer score points.
Magical internet points.
Yeah. But the most important thing we saw there was Munchlax. Munchlax is in one of the underground areas.
And why is that the most important thing we saw there?
Because in order to get Munchlax in the original Diamond and Pearl, you had to put honey on the honey tree, and there was only 6 trees that could possibly have Munchlax, and they were randomized, so you don't know which 6 trees they are. And you can only put honey on a tree every 24 hours. And even then, it was like a 1% chance if you put honey on one of those 6 trees for one of those 6 trees to produce Munchlax.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and import from Pokemon Home. Thanks.
That's... yeah, that's an option too. But Munchlax was so ridiculously stupid. I had the entire dex completed except for Munchlax.
Damn,
I didn't have Snorlax and I didn't have Munchlax.
You didn't.
Well, I was in 8th grade. I wasn't as crazy as I was back then.
Are you sure?
That
was what, 5 years ago?
No, it was 6 years ago.
Oh.
But yeah, I was excited.
He is older than that, folks.
I am.
Not much.
27. So it looks like the island where the Battle Frontier was was it only in Platinum? I don't remember if it was in Platinum or in both Diamond and Pearl as well, but it looks like it's not going to be a Battle Frontier. It's just going to be a Battle Tower, which, is what it is.
I mean, that's always been what it is. I mean, it's just a different name.
Right, the Battle Frontier had multiple challenges to it, where the Battle Tower is probably going to be like the Battle Tree in Sun and Moon and the tower we have in Sword and Shield, and the same thing we've been getting over and over again. Yep, and then that's how you get battle points.
Yeah, I don't see them
getting competitive stuff.
They haven't come out and said it yet, but it's pretty obvious that Diamond and Pearl is probably going to be the successor to Sword and Shield for competitive play.
That's the one thing I wanted to say was they confirmed that it's not at the very end of the Direct. The last thing they said. Yep.
Really? So what are we're going with Arceus.
Arceus is also not going to be competitive. These are both they're adding games. They may add stuff to the Sword and Shield Pokédex that we can transfer in via updates, but competitive battling is going to remain in Sword and Shield.
Really?
Yeah. I was very surprised too. I actually clicked out of the video before they said that, and then was in another group chat talking about what we saw.
Okay, that is just insane, because we are coming up on what would typically be the end of rotation for a game, like in this case Sword and Shield. So are they just are they doing it because this was the plan all along, or are they doing it because competitive play shut down for the best part of a year? That's
a good point. I'm not sure. But what we have seen is that they update the format for Sword and Shield in their their regular competitions and their seasons that they have. They update the rules for that very often. So, maybe they don't need a new game to update the rules. They could just say, here's a list of 100 Pokemon you're allowed to use. That's all you're allowed to use for this quarter of the year. Every regional competition will be these 100 Pokemon. That's it. So they might do the thing. There's still a rotation that they do. So we just had legendaries they were allowed. The next one usually is some kind of limited dex, and the way they've limited it in the past was what game came out.
Right.
So, we had you can only use Pokemon from Sword and Shield. We had you can use the extended dex. We had you can use legendaries. Now, maybe they'll be like, here's the Pokemon that are in Diamond and Pearl That's all you can use.
Okay. I mean,
That's
they know that the engine works. The engine works actually really well, and it's designed for actually broadcasting too. It's running in the background for them to use as part of the. It's not Tom. What is it now with their tournament system?
Oh, I don't
remember. I don't remember. I'm fairly certain that my professor credentials have lapsed. They maybe not, because a lot of them got put on hold because of the global situation. So I might still be a professor. I don't know, but there's no in-person anything still. So it is what it is. That's primarily the reason we haven't seen the episodes of the Mountain Moon Review podcast. Because what the hell are we going to tell you? Hey, nothing's changed this week.
That's that and my work schedule.
Yeah, because Duck sucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to adult.
You had to adult.
Yeah, I'm getting up in less than 6 hours for work, so I'm not doing a very good job at adulting. But this was important, and I wanted to talk to you guys.
All right, well, let's keep going then. What you got next?
All right. Based on we saw one Pokédex entry, which was Bidoof, and it was up
Seriously?
in the 300s.
We got to see Bidoof.
The number was up in the 300s, which would suggest that we're going to get the National Pokédex at some point, which should be Bulbasaur to Arceus, or whoever was the last one in the Sinnoh-Dex. I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure it's Arceus. But yeah, they should all be in there.
I mean, if they've learned nothing, the internet is going to cry and complain if you don't have a national dex.
Right. And if they're gonna update the models to put them in Diamond and Pearl, I would imagine we'll get an update and they'll throw those same Pokemon, all the whatever Pokemon we're missing, they'll fill the gaps in Sword and Shield.
So
be able to transfer them through Pokemon Home.
Start clearing out your SD cards, kids, because you're gonna get these massive updates to add all this stuff in, and now the updates are too big.
Yep.
Because I can't just be happy when someone gives me something. I have to complain.
And the final point for Diamond and Pearl remakes is early players are going to get a Manaphy egg.
Manaphy?
Yep. So that's one of the most elusive mythical Pokemon of all time, because if they gave them out. There was a distribution in X and Y, and before that, the only other way to get Manaphy was through playing the Pokemon Rangers game on the DS.
Yeah.
So they're going to give it out to people who play the game early, and we've seen that in the past. Before you got a Torchic that could Mega Evolve, you got Munchlax in the past.
Now, I'm assuming this will be done through the mystery gift system of be what I imagine, and it'll probably be for a limited time frame. That way, they don't have to so there won't be individual codes, is my guess. So,
November to February, I believe, is when you can obtain it, and then you can breed the Manaphy to get Fion.
Yay!
So there's 2 mythical Pokemon you get if you play the game early.
Excellent. So, what's your plan for pre-ordering? Because all the GameStops in my area closed.
I am not going to rely on anybody to send me the game on time. I'm going to probably buy the double pack digitally.
The double pack digitally. Wow.
Yeah, or one I might buy another Switch just to have 2 Switches, but yeah, I'll probably.
So we know that Duck's got a good job now, folks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I've got 4 in the house. We're good.
No, you're golden.
Yeah, I'm golden.
You don't have to do those shenanigans.
Nah, I got kids.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. We're going to trade something. All right, now give it back. Oh, jeez. I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to have to either do a digital, which I don't want to do. I don't like doing digital downloads on Pokemon games because they're so popular that there is a fairly significant chance that server is not going to cooperate. And Pokemon games also never lose their value.
So that is very true.
So it's one of those titles that you can resell. So I'm probably going to do an Amazon pre-order.
There is a steelbook somewhere. I heard about a steelbook being released.
For
So
Diamond and Pearl or just for Arceus?
Diamond and Pearl. So I might order that and one digital copy.
For Sword and Shield, did they do the steelbook for the European release?
I think there was a golden steel, a golden steel book, but you could only get it if you ordered from Target, and there were a very limited amount. I think that's what happened. Whatever happened, I looked into it and I was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for Diamond and Pearl?
That's it for Diamond and Pearl.
All right, let's talk about Arceus then.
All right, so Pokemon Legends Arceus also had its own little trailer, and it showed us a ton of new features. Let's talk about some of the things we saw. So there was a leak before that showed the character moving around the map in different ways on silhouettes of Pokemon. Like, they rendered the character, but they didn't render the Pokemon's details yet. It was just a silhouette. And we now see that all the things that they were on, they're all new Pokemon.
Oh.
So we got Rhydeer, which is an evolution of Stantler, normal and psychic, and that's like your mount to get around the map like a horse. And then Bascu Legion. It's an evolution of Basculin, which is going to be a water and ghost type. And it's basically like a Gyarados. It looks like a Gyarados equivalent to Basculin's Magikarp. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like, it actually looks like a beast. So that's good, because I thought Basculin was one of the most boring Pokemon that exists.
Oh, there's some boring Pokemon out there.
Like Maractus just sucks. There's nothing good. Do you even know what Maractus is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a boring, forgettable Pokemon. I thought Basculin was the same thing. Like, there's so many random water types. We don't need it. It's like Luvdisc. Luvdisc doesn't do anything for anybody.
Not at all. Except everyone likes, it's Valentine's Day. Let's give out the love discs.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's too many water types. We don't need these stupid one evolution weak water type Pokemon. But they made Basculin better by giving it an evolution, and that's your mount in the water. And then you get some kind of glider. Looks like maybe it might just be fly, like an animation you see when you use fly. But that was a psychic flying Braviary.
Jeez.
Which is a regional variant of Braviary. So there's regular Rufflets, and then they evolve into this new Braviary form, which is also pretty cool. And then we saw a Growlithe, which I think we also saw the character riding on, and it's got like fluffy fur covering its eyes, and it looks like those statues that are on like big gates in Japan or China.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
They're
the
lions.
Lion,
They're lions.
The lion, dog, cat thing.
They're lions.
Yeah, the lions. Well, whatever. It looks like that, and then that's what I'm pretty sure the design is based on. And that's a fire and rock type Growlithe. So I'm sure the Arcanine will be very lioness.
Yeah, I would imagine so. A lot of people think those are dragon dancers. Those are actually lion dancers.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a difference between a dragon dancer and a lion dancer. A lot of times, like for Lunar New Year, you'll see the dancers out. Those are actually lions, not dragons.
Okay. And then we got to see a couple characters. I actually planned on releasing a video when they did the first Legends Arceus trailer, guessing who the professor was going to be, because they said, here's your 3 starter Pokemon, Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and Oshawott, and they are given to you by a certain professor, which is like, okay, so it must be a professor whose name we know, right?
Or
like it's like an Oak ancestor,
like an
right?
ancestor,
or a Rowan ancestor, or my theory was it was going to be Cyrus, and he went back in time when he went into the distortion world and died in Platinum.
So
everybody thinks Cyrus died. The professor is somebody whose name we do not know. It's Professor Laventon, named after lavender, because they're all named after plants.
Yeah.
Stupids. Right. So it's
Lame.
it's just a person that traveled the world.
It's just a certain person.
A certain person that traveled the world, and yeah, she just has starter Pokemon from random regions. There's nothing, as far as I can tell, there's nothing special about her. Maybe she has some kind of tie, but the name was not the big reveal on the character like I thought it was going to be.
Well, by doing the random starters from different regions, that does... See, that was one of my big things with like Red and Blue, for example, or Red and Green, whatever you want to call them. This is your only chance to get Bulbasaur. This is your only chance to get Charizard. This is your only chance to get Squirtle. Why? Why was there none in the overworld? At least with this, saying that she brought these from different regions, now it makes sense why you wouldn't be able to find these anywhere else in the overworld.
Yeah, that does make sense. That's a good point.
So it actually, it's giving you a reason why these are your only chance. So it's just...
Yeah. Then we got to see Professor Kamado, which you're part of a research group. There's two groups. It's kind of confusing. I'm not going to be able to decipher it all for you. But the commander of one of the factions of the research group is Professor Kamado, who wears a kimono with a Golduck on it. That's awesome. I hope I can unlock that costume.
We can only hope.
But it also probably confirms that Golduck's in the game.
It'd be funny if it wasn't. It'd be so funny if it wasn't.
That would suck. Yeah, I got this kimono from a different region, just like the professor. That'd be annoying.
Yeah. Which means that's probably what they'll do.
Yeah, we'll see. But Professor Kamado is confirmed by the Pokemon website to be related to Professor Rowan.
And Rowan's from?
Professor Rowan is the professor in Diamond and Pearl.
Gotcha.
And then we got to see Silene. Silene is the... if you looked at the logo on the character when they revealed their clothes the first time, in the first trailer, it looked like the Team Galactic logo, but it had some like extra letters in it. It's part of the Galactic Alliance or something. But Silene looks just like Cyrus, which is the evil team leader from Diamond and Pearl. And then if you look at the Pokemon website, it says, when it says that Rowan and Kamado are related, it says, seems there's other people that are related to familiar faces too. So this is obviously saying Silene is related to Cyrus.
Fair enough.
But that's not 100% confirmed. And here's the plot twist, though, I think that they're going with, is I got a weird vibe when they first showed Kamado. I'm wondering if Kamado is going to be the secret antagonist to this story, and Silene will be a good guy.
Swapping them out.
I think. I'm predicting that now. Next time we record in a year from now?
Probably.
We'll see if I was right.
I don't think it'll be that long, because I think we'll come out with something.
Probably won't be that long.
We'll probably come out with something at least by November.
Right. September, probably not going to get a drop from us. I'm going to be too busy with work. But hopefully October, November time, we have more stuff to record about.
Anything else from Arceus?
Yep.
Well, come on, man. Let's go.
We got new battle mechanics. So, it is going to be a new, instead of turn-based, it's going to be like speed-based and timer-based. So faster Pokemon can actually attack more than once before slower Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah. So there's going to be all kinds of timers. The closest thing I can compare to this is it was still kind of turn-based, but in the some of the Digimon games, there's a speed system where if you increase your speed, sometimes you're attacking 3 or 4 times before slower opponents. So if you can get a really strong Pokemon and you can increase its speed mid-battle, that's a completely broken mechanic. It wasn't always fun.
Which is why Arceus will not be in the competitive play system.
Yeah, that's a perfectly valid point. And then there's also 2 different attack styles your Pokemon can use. There's an attack style that makes your Pokemon attack more often, which is the Agile style, but the attacks do less damage. And then there's one that makes them hit harder, but less often, called the Strong style.
Neat. That I can deal with.
Yeah, so you pick how you're going to... I don't know if you pick mid-battle or you pick what style your Pokemon will be in before the battle or how that works. But yeah, there's different styles you can adjust with.
That definitely throws especially when if it even has a system, which we don't know, I don't think. Maybe you're going to tell me otherwise. For like online versus mode, that's definitely, yep, I know who you're using, but I don't know what mode they're going to be in.
So up until this trailer, we did not know if it was going to have any kind of connectivity. It is confirmed to be at least 2-player. So now we know there will be some kind of multiplayer. We don't know. We still know what it is, but there is multiplayer in this game. Great.
So now you'll know that Duck and I will be playing, maybe here on our YouTube channel.
Hopefully. So we saw some Pokemon that are kind of like totem Pokemon. They were larger versions of normal Pokemon that that are like enraged, and the player had to battle them. We saw them in a battle with Pokemon. But we also saw the player dodging attacks from the boss Pokemon as well. That's why there's dodge rolling, because you actually have to get out of the way of certain attacks. And there's fail states, so like your character will have a health meter, and if you get hit by too many attacks, you're gonna pass out and wake up back at the start of the mission area.
All right, no likey.
You don't like that?
No, you can beat up my pets all you want, but don't touch me. I will never own a dog that I can't take in a fight.
Well, you can take your dog in a fight, but you also have to run.
Nah, the dog's got to run to me.
So from what it looks like to me is that there's going to be scenarios where you need to dodge attacks from Pokemon, but it won't be at the same time as you're battling.
It could be instances also, not just in the battle mechanic. It might just be an instance.
Right.
So
I don't know how that works. Maybe you have to get the Pokemon to a certain state of mind before you can battle it. So you have to dodge it until you make it run into a tree or something like.
You gotta poke it with a stick enough to tick it off.
Yes, that'll be it. And then I think we saw 8 different boss Pokemon, which could be telling us that they're symbolizing gyms in this game, but also it seems weird that they showed us all 8 of them at the same time in one trailer. So there might be more than 8. Maybe it's has something one for each type. Maybe there's 18.
That's quite possible, because Pokemon does have they really like to spread out their trailers and their information for a long period leading up to a release. So I would not be the least bit shocked by that.
Right, so that still remains to be seen, but there were at least 8 of them shown in this trailer. And then I think you might be able to catch them because they showed a character sitting in the middle of 6 Pokemon, and 3 of them were Pokemon that they showed as boss Pokemon.
So like a Pokemon camp type thing?
Kind of like that, but it just looked like a normal spot on the map. Okay. So you might be able to have multiple Pokemon outside of their Pokeballs in this. That would be really bad to try to have 6 Pokemon running around. The last thing I wanted to talk about, though, was an item crafting system. You have to make your own Pokeballs, and you have to collect resources from throughout the overworld to craft them, which I think is pretty cool. It kind of gives me Monster Hunter vibes. If anybody's ever played a Monster Hunter game,
well, it also fits the context of the game. It's a time before, it's in the past, before the advent and commercialization of things like Pokeballs and stuff like that. This is supposed to be a simpler time or something of that nature. So
right, there's no Pokeball factory yet, so everybody's on their own.
You're on your own, kid. Here you go. Here's an apricorn. Good luck.
Yep. Take this.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
But that's about it. I mean, there was a few little bits of information about the apps, but I'm not really worried about covering that stuff. So that's the key points to the Pokemon Direct.
Well, I'm really glad that you shared that information with us. I haven't watched the Pokemon Direct yet, but now I'm probably going to. I literally got a message from you saying, "Hey, do you want to do you want to do this tonight? I'm like, that's awfully freaking random. And you're like, well, didn't you watch the Direct? I'm like, yeah. So, no, I hadn't, but now I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm getting kind of hyped. I'm getting hyped, Duck. You're getting me there.
Yeah, this is the time. We should be back. Hopefully, there's a steady stream of information to talk about.
It was before we primarily talked about the TCG, and we would say, okay, now it's time to talk about the VGC a little bit. There is no TCG anymore, folks. It's not. Nope. It's not here. So much so that even some of the major sellers are experiencing problems. One of the biggest sellers out there, which I can't, the name is eluding me right now, that sells on eBay, recently got taken off of the marketplace because of shill voting, or shill bidding rather. I'm sorry. There's so much going on with the grading system, with cards getting graded, taking upwards of a year to be graded because everybody and their mother are trying to send every stupid little meme card in there to be graded, and they get, oh no, it's a 9, not a 10. Oh well. The TCG is just not there, but we are going to have as much VGC information as you can possibly handle when we get closer to release for Diamond and Pearl remakes as well as Arceus. Anything else you got for us, Duck?
No, but I'll throw it out there. I've looked at post-rotation for a Pokemon card game, Sun and Moon on, and I'm looking at jumping back in, maybe. So
now you talking
only online though.
So you're
only online.
I was gonna say, you're talking about PTCGO or in line, but PTCGO. Let me know if you decide, and maybe we'll do that at the same time.
Okay.
So let me know. Okay, folks, that being said, I do have another podcast. I'd ask you to absolutely give it a try. It is more of an adult-themed podcast. There's some naughty language in there and some naughty topics. It's called the Social Liability Podcast. It's available on just about every platform. And if you're listening to the Mount Moon Review podcast, chances are you can find the Social Liability Podcast. So take a listen to that. Maybe watch it on our YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Other than that, folks, I am the Razgrees with my co-host, the Blue Duck Gold Duck, wishing you a happy week, and we will see you on the next episode of the Mount Moon Review Podcast.
Just because your card is magic, you think you're safe because you killed my life orb. Baby, do you dare to not flinch? Cause I'm coming at you like a dark pulse. I know you're gonna throw. You're gonna throw a storm. But I got that lucky chance. There's no critical hits.